If you're tired of hearing about Cyberpunk with a big C, lift the finger off that shift button and take a trip into the world of Cyberpunk with a little c. Here we don't need Keanu Reeves or even voice actors speaking a real language half the time. All you need is one stick and then another stick in this little c Cyberpunk RPG, the Ascent. Dive into the role of an indentured servant lovingly referred to as Indent as you slave your way through this monolithic arcology owned by the all-powerful corporation, the Ascent Group. As you're venturing through the deep stink finishing up the respectable job of sewage maintenance, the literal shit hits the metaphorical fan as the Ascent Group suddenly disappears. Now everybody and their weird gigantic alien brother are clamoring to claim all of the Ascent's property, and that property includes you. Within this massive power vacuum, the real adventure of taking on every quest you can find and gunning down every single obstacle in your path begins. Now you can finally climb out of the sewers and witness the incredible detail and design of this little c cyberpunk world. Marvel at the breathtaking views of an environment of cold steel exposed foundations lit by the warm glow of neon advertisements. Admire landscapes filled to the brim with dirt and garbage that's been meticulously crafted to look so unappealing that your revulsion loops all the way back around to appreciation. This elaborate and exceptional design is necessary though, because you'll be revisiting every inch of it as you backtrack dozens of times through the same areas on your journey. Throughout your exploration of this beautifully disgusting futuristic world, you'll also be hard at work turning every single enemy and at least half of the innocent civilians into perforated slabs of meat. You'll get a whole collection of your standard weapons like pistols, assault rifles, and even my favorite, miniguns, but you'll also pick up some entertaining options like the saw blade chucking death machine to play with. You can even crouch down and shoot them over cover if you're one of those people who doesn't enjoy fun while playing a twin-stick shooter. When you add in the occasional deployable like a grenade, turret, or giant mech suit with a minigun cannon, there's no limit to how effectively you can make dead the things around you. And of course, it wouldn't be a real video game without some cyberpunk-flavored magical spells for you to cast to spice things up. Some of these augmentations are just basic things like awkward ways to heal yourself or a really strong punch. However, you can also track down some options like the ability to freeze your enemies and shoot them until they explode in a giant ball of damaging energy, or one that radiates out mechanical tentacles that give your foes a little slap and tickle to usher them into an early grave. Of course, my favorite is summoning a half-dozen cute little deadly robot spiders that chase people down and explode them right to death, at least when they don't bug out and just stand there. All of these tools of destruction are necessary though, because for some reason your character seemingly has been crippled with the inability to move with any urgency. As you leisurely jog through the enemies that swarm around you and take turns measuring how much of your blood they can knock out at once, your only respite is the tried and true dodge roll. The secret to making this even better though is to replace the roll with this cool-ass warpy fast run like that guy from Chronicles of Riddick. However, the rest of the time you'll be ambling around this massive structure trying to make your way to missions that always seem to be on the opposite side of the world with everyone that hates you in between. Since this is an RPG, you'll have plenty of XP to gain and points to earn so you can rank up skills that improve abilities that are so great the game doesn't even bother telling you what they are. Adding points to things like head and lower body have never felt so important. Luckily, none of this really seems to matter, and as long as you keep your guns loaded and pointed at the enemy, you'll have a great time living and dying in this world of little c cyberpunk majesty. The Ascent, all the visual spectacle and entertaining gameplay you need to forget that it's actually pretty generic. If you'd like to experience more hot takes, warm satire, and tepid commentary about video games, make sure to subscribe and check out my other abbreviated reviews.